It's a terrible thing I go on right now. I go through the street there for 100 hour, about $15 a barrel. So I want Jamaican people brace for that, you know. Yeah, I forgot to start map out exactly where you go, where your drive go. You can wild drive and loose drive. If you go to A, you go to A and go home back. So the cats are got terrible.
You know me proud and stay focused when you're out on road. Aim to the sky and you can touch.
When last you sit down and read a book. When I talk about search, the TikTok and the this and the that. Just sit down and read a book. Or even the newspaper. When last you see a newspaper, you just take it up and start to browse through it and read it. Very important. You hear them say reading make it the man. When last you read something from you left school, you live on the corner, talk all sort of craziness and imagine all sort of madness. When last you read a book, I talk about book, any book. Try it. It's a healing thing for read. It's a try it, just try it. Mutabaruka tell you that. Try reading a book. Take a break and come forward. Break time. Somebody that say, well, if one's out there feel like a book is not something them need for really looking. You know, you're going to a doctor office, or you're waiting for a lawyer, or you just go in an office and you see them have some magazines spread out on a table. You ever take up one of them yet and look in there? You need to do that. Expand your brains and your horizon of knowing and knowledge. Because you might just see something that can help you up on a personal level. When me look at you, them say reading make it the man. This what you call iPhone thing. Don't allow reading. Because even though sometimes you wake up reading in the night, the thing that catch your eye more is the visual and the antics we are going with the visual, and then the talking with the visual. Don't allow for analyzing and criticizing in your own consciousness. Read a book, man. Marcus Garvey tell me, philosophy and opinions of Marcus Garvey, him say, if you sit on a bus stop and wait, make sure you carry a little book with you. If you wait on a bus, if you're in a taxi, draft your book and read it. For your journey, you have long journey. Some people are drive from Kingston to Portmore. Read a book. Beneficial. You might frighten if you see how much it expands you and make you even go. Them little youth that come up now. The book where them supposed to read, them not read it because them have the phone. And the phone don't allow you for read, because when you read something, it connect with you and make you start to really figure out things in your head. Read a book. Yeah, man, read a book, man. That is what book they're for. Read all the Bible. Yeah, man. Read the Bible. You're not frightened for no say. You see things tonight where you never know say they're there. And things where you hear people say they're there. I misinterpret them. Go and shine back there. Circle of Care Jamaica. Outside broadcast. Ready for it there?
Smoother, we're ready, and thanks for rejoining us again for the final link here as we're coming to you live from the grounds of the Alexandria Community Hospital in St. Anne, where the Circle of Care Jamaica Social Justice Info and Wellness Fair is being held. Joining me right now is the lovely Miss Amoy Henry. She's a doctor, medical officer of health and training at St. Anne's Health Department. Good afternoon and welcome to the areas of IRFM.
Good afternoon, Team Elise. Thanks for having us and thanks for being here with us today.
Yeah, man, it has been a great day so far. So where are you based?
I am based with the St. Anne's Health Department, based at Alexandria Community Hospital in St. Anne.
All right. So there's something that you highlighted earlier today and you want to bring it across to our listeners. So let's talk about that and why you partnered with Circle of Care today.
Well, one, I want to say thanks to Circle of Care for coming all this way to partner with us and making our day so special. So today, for the staff of Alexandria Community Hospital, we have launched our official workplace wellness program that is dubbed Transformative Thursdays. Basically, the workplace wellness program here is an offshoot of the National Jamaica Moves program. And so it will be focused on mental wellness for the staff, nutrition for the staff. We will also have a fitness coach attached, behavioral change specialist, and our health and promotion education officer, so that our teammates can be healthy to serve our clients.
Wow, awesome. All right, so it's a 2-in-1 interview happening right now. So in closing your leg of your interview, is there anything that you would like to add?
Well, I just want to say thanks for coming out, and we thank Circle of Care for partnering with us today, and we welcome you back anytime to Alexandria Community Hospital. IRFM per Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. What we say? Every day is IRFM. And you not say nothing till you're Irish.
All right, there you have it. She is Dr. Amoy Henry, and she's a medical officer at the St. Anne's Health Department. And we are thrown back now to, of course, the lovely lady who I've been talking to over and over from of course, she is none other than Miss Alicia Bowen Mikulski, and she is the executive director and founder of Circle of Care. You know, besides having Doc with us, there are other partners that help to make today possible. Are there anybody you'd like to highlight?
Yeah, we had so many other partners. We had TPDCO coming out, the National Heritage Trust. We had Geolands. We had National Council on Drug Abuse, Ministry of Labor and Social Security, Bureau of Gender Affairs. We had the police, of course. We had Heart Trust NTA, Social Development Commission, the Ministry of Health, a full team. We did HIV testing. We did pap smears. We did so many other things. We did the regular, assessments. We had them here with us. The National Parenting Commission was also here. And just so much more if I leave out anybody, because what we tried to do is to ensure that persons are aware of not just services concerning to gender-based violence and abuse, but for persons to come out and get information, because if you have the information, at least you know where you can go. And
knowledge is power.
Amen. Amen.
Knowledge is power. And in closing, is there anything else that you would like to add?
I really wanted to thank our sponsors, because this could not have been possible without the Social Justice Project, funded by the Government of Canada and implemented by the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, in collaboration with the Ministry of Justice. It is important that persons know that help is available. It is important that persons know that there are government agencies, there are civil society organizations that are here, and they are in every parish that is here to help. And so as we go across the island to share information about abuse, the impact and the services available, what we want to ask persons is to access the service. It's not enough to just know about it. It's more important to get the help. They know how to reach us. I can say my number again.
Yes, you can.
It's 876-233-0306 and 876 233-0461.
Thank you very much. She is Miss Alicia Bowen Mikulski, and she is the Executive Director and founder of Circle of Care Jamaica. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your listeners for staying with us for the entire day. It was awesome.
Awesome. And of course, it's my final link to the studios of IRIE-FM for this outside broadcast, but I can't leave without giving a big shout out to my team. My producer, Miss Jacqueline Burnett, our engineer, Mr. Nicholas Francis, and his assistant, Dwight Baldwin, aka Bigger. My DJ on the Wheels of Steel, Daddy Vibes, and of course, Lady Karima Mailer, who is also here holding it down with us. I am yours truly, Lady Timmery. It was a pleasure bringing you everything here, and I'm encouraging you on behalf of Circle of Care to talk up, get help now, and break the cycle of abuse. Also, feel free to contact Circle of Care, and you can find them also on Instagram at Circle of Care JM. Circle of Care, where healing and restoration begins. Until next time, it's back to the studios of IRIE-FM.
This program could rack up over $871 million in expenses for the 2026-27 financial year. Permanent Secretary in the Transport Ministry, Kadisha Campbell-Rochester, made the disclosure during this morning's sitting of the Public Administration and Appropriation Committee in Parliament. The program, which was officially launched in September 2025, is being operated by a separate depot within the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC, with a separate staffing allocation. Campbell-Rochester offered a breakdown of the projected expenses.
So while it is consolidated in the public books, for the salaries and wages of drivers, it is $630,415,032. For traffic, $50,465,650. For maintenance...
For traffic? Well, I'm not sure what you mean for traffic. What does for traffic mean?
Dispatchers.
Oh, dispatcher.
Maintenance, $7,143,014. Driver incentive, $4,048,000. Other related cost, $114,697,641. And you would see a total of $871,065,116 for the rural school bus program.
When asked by Committee Chair Peter Bunton about the projected revenues, the Permanent Secretary noted that the figure has not materialized, citing a low take-up of bus cards by students.
It's not material right now because there's currently a low take-up of the cards for students. But currently what we have on record to date is $39,500.
Permanent Secretary in the Transport Ministry, Kadisha Campbell-Rochester. More than 100,000 assessments have been completed so far under the government's Restoration of Owner or Occupant Family Shelters Roofs program, with activities carried out over the past 4 months. Minister of Labour and Social Security, Colonel Charles Jr., provided the update during this morning's post-cabinet press briefing. The program provides financial assistance to eligible homeowners whose houses were damaged during Hurricane Melissa. It forms part of the wider shelter recovery program, which received a $10 billion allocation to support recovery efforts.
So to date, we have concluded over 100,000 assessments. And let me put that in context. During Beryl, it took us about 8 to 9 months to do less than 19,000 assessments. For Melissa, with the upgraded process, the upgraded electronic gathering tool, and the lessons that we learned to improve our operation, we have completed and we met the task of 100,000 in 4 months. And so I really want to take the time to just give thanks to the team members who were out there day after day doing that work.
He noted that the next step will involve reviewing and cleaning the beneficiary list to ensure there is no duplication. Mr. Charles noted that the assistance is limited to one benefit per household to ensure fairness and proper distribution of the funds.
All right, once the assessments are done, the next step, of course, is for us to go through the list and do what we call cleaning of the list. We clean the list by sending that information to the National Spatial Data Management Branch, and they undertake the analysis of the list to eliminate duplication. Now that's a no-no, because it is one benefit per household. And so the National Spatial Data Management Branch, they go through and they pick out all of those situations and they remove those household names, and they can do so because the new system that we use is a system that actually applies GPS location to every single one of the assessments that we do.
Meanwhile, Minister Charles Jr. is urging beneficiaries of the program to redeem their building material vouchers before they expire. The government has so far disbursed $5.2 billion in grants from the $10 billion allocation for the roofs program. The minister said persons who have received a text message or QR code through the WePay system must act quickly to collect the materials from approved merchants. According to Mr. Charles, the messages carry an expiration date and beneficiaries are being encouraged to redeem them within the next 3 weeks. He stressed that individuals who have already received the QR code should visit participating merchants as soon as possible to access the materials allocated to them under the program.
Just to indicate, as I did, when you receive your text message or your QR code, it is not to be put on the shelf or in your pocket for weeks. The QR code and text message will have an expiration date applied to it. So we're doing this in batches. Today we have just finalized the first 5.22 billion, that batch. All of those persons now in that 5.22 are paid. You must now move with a swiftness to go and redeem your code for material or your text message for material or for cash. Do not sit down and wait. Well, I would say within the next 3 weeks, you should try your best to do your redemption. The expiration will come at least within the next 3 months, but it's going to be done in batches. So you first batch, you have to go now.
Minister of Labour and Social Security, Colonel Charles Jr. Economist Keenan Faulkner has described Finance Minister Favour Williams' budget presentation yesterday as generally sober and measured. Mrs. Williams opened the 2026-27 debate in the House of Representatives, outlining the government's plan to support the financial sector and grow the economy. Speaking with RFM News, Mr. Faulkner says the minister's presentation reflected the fiscal realities and pressures being faced by the country, given the extent of the fiscal deficits Jamaica is projected to experience.
The minister outlined the broader fiscal parameters and appropriately contextualized our situation. So I don't think much was to be expected by way of government spending on new policy initiatives or programs or projects, but rather maintaining what exists due to the constrained fiscal space. The government has sought to increase investment limits, which will allow more investment of pension funds and life insurance premiums to invest in private assets and potentially kickstart growth.
However, he notes that the government appears to be preoccupied with implementing measures that were previously announced.
Many of the initiatives announced are procedural changes related to financial sector and business reforms that are intended to accelerate economic activity by unlocking private sector capital. The government seems more focused on implementation of previously announced initiatives, including the Know Your Customer platform and the procurement set aside for micro, small and medium-sized enterprises.
Meanwhile, he lauded the finance minister for appropriately outlining the geopolitical realities faced by the nation.
Our net international reserves provides sufficient import coverage, and the minister also did a good job of explaining what the geopolitical realities are that we are faced with. Overall, I think the presentation was sober and measured given the circumstances.
Economist Keenan Faulkner. Several persons were apprehended in relation to the seizure of guns, ammunition and cash during simultaneous operations in Westmoreland yesterday. The multi-agency intelligence-led operations were conducted by agents from the Westmoreland Division, the Specialized Operations Branch, the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, the Area 1 Fugitive Apprehension Team, the Transport Authority, the Island Traffic Authority, and the Jamaica Defence Force. Natalie Campbell reports.
The teams targeted areas such as Savannah Lamar, Frome, Betheltown, Morgansbridge, Little London and Withorn. During the search in Petersfield, the team seized an AK-47 rifle and a 12-gauge shotgun along with ammunition and imitation firearms. 4 persons were arrested and charged in connection with the seizure, while several others were taken into custody for processing as part of ongoing investigations. In another targeted raid in Bath Mountain, the team seized approximately $1.2 million in cash during the search of a premises. A woman was arrested on reasonable suspicion of breaching the Proceeds of Crime Act. Traffic enforcement also formed a significant component of the operation. Several breaches of the Road Traffic Act were detected, resulting in tickets and summonses being issued, illegal tints being removed, and motorcycles being seized for operating outside the law. The operation included coordinated raids, vehicular checkpoints, patrols, and traffic enforcement activities aimed at locating wanted persons, removing illegal weapons from circulation, and disrupting criminal activity. The team also conducted community engagements, carrying out walkthroughs and interacting with residents and transport operators on issues related to crime prevention and road safety. Reporting for Area FM News, I am Natalie Campbell.
You know, you're going to a doctor office, and you wait for a lawyer, or you just go in the office and you see them have some magazines spread out on a table. You ever take up one of them yet and look in there? You need to do that. Expand your brains and your horizon of knowing and knowledge. Because you might just see something that can help you up on a personal level. When I look at you, them say reading make it the man. This what you call iPhone thing. Don't allow reading. Because even though sometimes you wake up reading in the night, the thing that catch your eye more is the visual and the antics we are going with the visual, and then the talking with the visual. Don't allow for analyzing and criticizing in your own consciousness. Read a book, man. Marcus Garvey tell me, philosophy and opinions of Marcus Garvey, him say, if you sit on a bus stop and wait, make sure you carry a little book with you. If you wait for a bus, if you're in a taxi, draft your book and read it. For your journey, you have long journey. Some people are drive from Kingston to Portmore. Read a book. Beneficial. You might find if you see how much it expands you and make you even go deeper in your thinking. Them little youth you come up now. The book where them supposed to read, them not read it because them have the phone. And the phone don't allow you to read, because when you read something, it connect with you and make you start to really figure out things in your head. Read a book. Yeah, man, read a book, man. That is what book they're for. Read all the Bible. Yeah, man. Read the Bible. You're not frightened to know, say, you see things in night where you never know, say, they're there. And things where you hear people say, they're there. And misinterpret it, and confuse up the thing. So you read it yourself. We have a long way to go. Anyway, we are go through. So now, we want heal up Marjorie Wiley, you know. Yeah, we want heal up Marjorie Wiley. Anybody know Marjorie Wiley? Tell them say Mutabaruka. I heal you up. Yes. Anybody out there? Okay, so you want to know. We want to talk about her daughter, Yahweh. She was my first assistant producer on the cutting edge and the stepping razor. No, you can't believe, say, Jai Morgan passed with Rasta. How that possible? How that possible that Jai Morgan passed with? Is where I go on. Where I go on. Why heal up all the people them who know Jai Morgan. We want to heal up our family and our close friends them. We want to send condolence to them. Because I don't understand that. What is it? This young lady, because I will call her a young lady. What is it that is happening to her, in her, that cause her to just dead so? Can somebody call me and tell me, Rasta?
Mota.
Yes, sir.
So you know, I want to add to that. Yeah, man. Condolences to the family, man. All of Jai Morgan family and all of the people who did know her and who work with her over the years. Yeah, man. I want our beloved co-worker from time as you know.
Oh, gosh, man. Yes, I tell you.
So these things, as you ask the questions, are the same questions I ask myself, man, for say, but Jai a young girl, you know, Jai not reach no age for pass off.
No, sir.
Yeah, so, yeah, man, these things, it shake we up, man, and not just yourself, but, you know, as me say, yeah, man, the entire staff at IRFM who for over the years would have did work with her and the people who she encountered during the time being here at IRFM and, you know, otherwise, family and friends. So, yeah, man, we just want to say, yeah, man.
I wanted that to them, we used to stay with me till 2 o'clock, you know.
Yes, man.
From cutting edge, you know, she did it with me till 2 o'clock. I don't understand these things. I don't want to understand it neither, still, you know, but so, I tell you, man, I feel it. I feel it, Rasta. Knowing who she is, we never have no argument yet, we never... You know, we're just joyful in the studio. Joyful. I should name Jai to Jai Morgan. Joyful. And the sister just gone, so. May I tell you, Rasta, this thing out of hand, it get out of hand. Every week, me know somebody will pass away. Every week. I mean, I talk about people who are far from it, neither. I mean, I talk about near me, who me just communicate with whole heap of time. For all the while, years, we are communicate. And then you just hear say somebody call you and say, guess who dead? Jai Morgan, guess who dead? Sly, guess who dead? Alan Cole. I mean,
yeah, man. See, I just last week we put Bob Clark.
Bob Clark. Yeah.
So, man, as you say, it's like every week.
Every week.
And in the same week where we did hear, say Bob did pass off Sly same way, and then before that, you know. So, yeah, man, it's too much.
May I tell you, anyway, give thanks for being here. Give thanks for all who me know is still there. I just know, say, well, I saw it go. We take a break. Yeah, so I know a whole heap of ones focus on the war going on between America, Iran, and Israel. Now the thing is that Israel mash up the whole of the Gaza. I mean, when you look on the rubble, you can't imagine how much bodies, hundreds of thousands of people dead. And them bodies still not find it. Now, I look on Tel Aviv. For those of you who know, Tel Aviv is in Israel. The other day, and the place mash up. Yeah. The people them from Iran, Persia, mash up the place. And in term, they might get mash up too. So it's a mash up for a mash up thing. And it's still a go on. Even though Trump has say, yeah, he might claim victory now because he can't wrap up now, but him no win no war, you know. That brother is no easy, you know, Rasta. The man no win no war, but he might claim victory. Because he want to stop it, but him don't know if he go say ceasefire. Him don't want it look like say him a bow. Because him in a problem with the American population. Them never ask for no war. Him never ask them if him can go to war. And that is really a problem to Americans. Especially when them say Americans are dead. And especially that school where them bomb and kill 100 odd children. That's a terrible thing, act of crime against humanity, that. But him keep a going like say, why them a win the war, them all right, them so stop. And these Iranians, them know nothing about ceasefire, because them say, the last time them ceasefire, them didn't have ceasefire, and the people, the Israeli, them, the American, them, they still at them. It's a terrible thing I go on. Right now, I go through the street there for 100 hour, about $15 a barrel. So I want Jamaican people brace for that, you know. Yeah, you have to start map out exactly where you go, where your drive go. You can wild drive and loose drive. If you go to A, you go to A and go home back. So the gas are got terrible. Yeah. All the gas on the island are got terrible. So with all them Wolipa stop and start in the traffic jam them in a Kingston. Even in a Wichita. And in a Mobile. Some serious traffic jam. It going to raise one problem with people who buy gas on a regular basis and then end up now and say they might have paid double for the gas because of that war we are going. So I tell the people, them say, something is coming. Watch out for it and prepare for it. Because even the food will get affected too. Yeah, even the food. What heap of things. Because it's oil around the world. Oil around the world. That is why Trump after it so. Trump after the oil and everywhere him go, oil him a look. We want to play this. We want to play this.
The Middle East just exploded. This isn't shadow warfare anymore. U.S. and Israel struck Iran. Then Iran struck back. U.S. bases in Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait are under fire. Panic in Bahrain. Neighborhoods evacuating next to U.S. Navy HQ. The Red Cross is screaming. A girls' school in Iran hit. 40 dead. A dangerous chain reaction. And world leaders? Totally divided. Russia just mocked us diplomacy, reminding America it's only 249 years old against a 2,500-year empire. Norway condemned us and Israel for preventive strikes violating international law. Pakistan and Oman are yelling, "Not your war, Washington." The EU is evacuating citizens. Philippines is in full-blown panic over 2 million trapped workers. Iraqi paramilitaries are threatening hell on American bases. The world is on edge.
The world up on edge. We're going to take a break and come forward. Yeah, sing Panchai, man, and it's almost scary. Yeah, it's almost scary, man. That somebody who, well, a long time you don't see her, but the last time you see her, she was dry, said we, dry, very joyful. I don't know if we come here now, say she gone. I don't know where we're going, but I guess everyone we're going to reach it, so eventually, yes. Wolipa accolades that take long. By the time I read them, the program would have done. So, sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Baruka.
Oh, you know, man. You
Good
never
to
miss
be here again.
You never miss me.
Of course, we miss you, but you look like say you forget all about me.
Oh, you're on the program now. Oh, I forgot to forget that you're on the program now.
All right, fair enough. Tell your colleagues thank you for giving you a little pinch.
Yeah, I know. And I them tell you.
Big up Vivian.
Why y'all know her name now?
Yeah, of course, we know her name.
You sure shout out on Ira FM, not Ira there?
No, man. Not
all
at
right.
all.
So make we get into it now. We are talking about, a brethren called me yesterday, and they talk about accident, where I'm getting out. And 2 accidents. It was unfortunate that the car where I'm in a lick one, the truck, where the car where I'm in a car lick him, and then a truck come lick him again. The bottom line is that the first car pay up some money, him say them give him $100,000. But the second one now is the one we have a problem with, and that from 2019 it happened, and him can't find the person. When him hears the person, they up my police station. When them go there, them say him gone away. No, I want you help him for me do, because him almost a cry.
Oh,
him keep going and coming at the same place, and him still can't get nothing compensation for the damage him car and things. So,
so tell me something. This was a court-ordered payment?
No, them come to an agreement. Say him will get what's a 500,000 or something like that. Right, the other one him get $100,000. This one him supposed to get $500,000. Him keep going there. Them a tell him to come back every day. Him come back, and that happened from 2019.
Okay.
And now him can't find the man because I'm here say the man go away.
Okay.
Him not have no paper. I ask him if him have the name of the man. Him say yeah, but him not have no number. Him don't have the truck number where he came.
So what happened? Is it that it went to mediation and there was a mediation agreement? What exactly happened? Or is it a case where them just sit down and have a discussion and say, all right?
It look like a lot going, you know. It look like a lot going. It never go no court. It never go no court. It never go no court.
Okay. Well, that sounds like it's a private contract. It sounds like it's a private contract between them. So what you would start to do, though, because it's something between the two of them, I would draft a formal letter demanding that the payment be made between us within a certain time. Right?
From 2019, matter about, you know.
I know from 2019 is when that happened, but the first thing is you say that the person cannot be located.
Yeah.
But then I don't understand it. If the person can be located, then he might have to get a private investigator to search and see where the person is.
Him say the person got a foreign.
Well, he's going to have to get a private investigator if that's the case, right? To actually locate the person.
He might have to pay the private investigator.
Well, that's how it is in this life, and sometimes it costs to care. That's the general expression. So if it is that him really want this money, he's going to have to invest in it, and then you can't even issue a summons to someone, depending on how much it is too. You can't even bring someone before a court if you can't locate them at the very least.
Let me say.
Worse if them live overseas, that is a totally different kettle of fish right there. So if he can't, even if he have an email address, right? If he has an email address for the person, and if he was able to speak to the person via email for the past 6 months at the very least, then he can give the demand letter to that person through email. But he says from 2019 the incident happened, but when was the last time he spoke to the person?
Yeah, ask me.
I am supposed to tell we
Don't ask me that because
I'm supposed to tell you.
If I'm like him, I cry upon the radio. 2019, that's how much years now? 6 years?
No, that's almost 7 years. No, so 29. Or, yeah.
Boy, me just tell him.
2026 now, that is 7 years.
Yeah, me just tell him, say, brethren, say, just call that dead, because me not say, oh, you don't have the man address.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have nothing for the man. You keep going, go check him at a different place. Him never did it yet. So I don't know how you can start out with a court order for him. I don't know.
And then move to the next thing too, there's so many complications with this matter because there's a limitation period for personal injury claims, even if him get up and decides they want to sue the person. 6 years is the limitation period. If you don't file an action within 6 years of the injury, then it's dead. And it's been 7 years now.
7 years?
Yeah, from 2019. So even if it's a case where he initiated the claim and waited just a little while before serving it on the person and keeping the ball rolling, that's different from not even going to the court and filing anything. Does he have pictures of the injury? Did he file a police report? Did he go to the doctor and get a medical receipt of the things that he paid for? Because if you want to say that somebody did something to you, you have to have evidence to support the fact that you had the injury. You have to at least have evidence of the injury, at least have evidence of the expenses that you had to pay to get better. It is what was it? A motor vehicle incident, you said?
Yeah, and a choke.
Police reports would be important at that point in time. If he filed a police report?
I want to tell you, I think it's all a police involved in the accident with,
Oh, boy.
I think it's a police involved in the accident with.
Yeah, man. It's
not a police. All right. She ain't saying not a police.
It's not a police?
Yeah, she ain't saying not a police. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you see, I think because it waited so, and then the next thing is this. Usually when persons get injured, especially when you have motor vehicle collisions and stuff like that, it's important not to collect any money from the person, because when you collect money from the person, you're accepting that, okay, once I accept this, then right. So usually you talk with the insurance company and see if you write to the insurance company and indicate that, your insured was in a motor vehicle collision. We believe that they were responsible for it, and you want the insurance company to accept or deny liability. So while in the middle, and I would encourage everyone to listen very keenly to this. If you enter into a motor vehicle accident, don't accept any money from anybody, especially not right then and there. Right? Especially if you feel like your neck stiff, or if your hand feel like it broke, or if you have any bruises. Document everything. Go to the doctor. Keep all of your receipts. Worse, if the vehicle on the road that got damaged cause you to have expenses where you have to take taxi a daytime back and forth from work, or you have to pick up your picnic at school and you have to send somebody and you have to pay them gas money. Keep receipts for everything, because that person is going to have to pay back for it. The person is going to have to pay for all pain and suffering you can claim for. Pain and suffering, things that can be quantified, and certain things that you didn't even believe could be quantified. That falls under, because in court when you're claiming for things, it's general damages and special damages. Damage don't necessarily refer to the physical injury, but it just refers to what you can get back from the court to put you in a position that you would have been in had the incident not occurred or didn't happen. You can claim for pain and suffering, right? Loss of amenities or reduced enjoyment of life. You can't, even if you get certain disabilities. So, for instance, the person in the accident was a world famous violinist or a world famous athlete, and now this injury caused the person to get an injury on them finger or broke them foot or something, and that means that your career done. All of the millions that you would have been earning for that year and for the future. Right? Especially if you have a couple more years left in you. Those are the things that you can claim for. So don't ever jump the gun. Don't allow anybody to convince you that this is all that you are worth and all that you can get. Go to a lawyer, speak to them, Get informed and know your rights. I said this every time in Muta, know your rights. Because when somebody realizes that they are in the wrong, they're going to try to convince you that you are the problem or that you can't get nothing for this, just take this. Let me tell you something. Sometimes they would even offer to fix the car for you. You know, some have a mechanic, you know, me can take it to my mechanic. Don't. Don't. That is a recipe for disaster.
Me tell a man, say, why watch I know, me have my own mechanic, you know, brethren. Me meet an accident already, and me tell a man, say, me have my own mechanic.
Yeah.
So me get it fixed. And I matter of fact, me I'll tell people, say, look here, I mean, like your car, you know, so you know, me have a mechanic. Me have a mechanic can fix your car.
Next thing you go, the car go fix, and then it end up in a one worse position than before. And at that point in time, you just goes off. And don't ever accept blame. Don't come out of the car. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, it's my fault. Don't do it.
That is where him say the man do. The man did accept
don't
it.
Say it's your fault.
The man who lick him say and the man fault. So right away the same fee saying they didn't have the right all the while that must get him.
Especially if the damage is worth more than $1 million, take it to the Supreme Court.
I think they will offer him 500,000. That them say Shane.
All right, so him did get $540,000 for the first case. But in this case, what did actually happen was that a truckman who worked for somebody else hit his vehicle. And then the truckman asked him to, you know, get him papers from the car. And by the time him get him papers, the truckman drive off. Him go to the police station for report it. The policeman take him to a lawyer. And then from there, so everything go downhill. Him never know that. The truckman came back to the station driving a different vehicle, so him never have the particulars for the vehicle. And the truckman actually worked for somebody else. And then the truckman disappeared. The policeman eventually went to foreign, gone abroad, so him have no way to link back to the man who did hit him or the policeman.
But then that sounds so complicated because if you went to the police station and made a report, whether or not that particular police you reported to is there, the report's supposed to be on file or on record.
Yeah, the policeman took him to a lawyer and then everything go downhill after that.
No, man.
Him also said
that. Because the truckman drove away and then came back in a different vehicle.
Yeah.
So you know who the truckman worked for?
No, him never established that. So from there, as I say, everything go downhill.
And him keep saying that him go at his office.
Him was keep going back to the policeman to get information. But then for the past 2 years now, him can't get in touch with the policeman. Him here say him gone a foreign.
Isn't that the policeman he need to go back to the police station and indicate the date that he made the report? And then what you can do is go to the tax office and pay for the police report so that you can go and collect it at the station. So,
but if the policeman gone a foreign, that not going to make any difference?
It can make a difference because it's on record. It's already there on record, you know. If you already did the report, you went to the station. When you go to the station, they have a procedure, and they have an even more updated system now, an electronic system. So when you go to the station, they type it in, and it's actually there.
Yeah, but when I say, Mama, if the man go away, and 2 years now him not there at Jamaica, that means him sound like say migrate. How that going to help you?
Based on the conversation, it sounds like the policeman was working with the truckman them and never actually put in the report.
Okay, well that's a different story. That's a totally different story. And that's going into a different area of, you know, legal. This has moved from a civil matter to a criminal matter now. Because first of all, a hit and run is a crime. But if you hit somebody's vehicle, you have a legal obligation to come out and exchange the papers and make a report within 24 hours of the incident and report it to the nearest police station. A lot of people don't know, that if the accident happened in St. Anne, in Alexandria, you can go to Matilda's Corner Police Station in Kingston to make the report. You have to do it at the St. Anne Police Station.
The African name, you see a whole heap of people are WhatsApp me about the two things that I'm going to play last night. One was the flower poisoning. In the 70s, there, a whole heap of people never remember said that it take place in Jamaica where whole heap of Jamaicans dead through poison flower. And they also attempted assassination by Michael Manley. Yes, the CIA did try to get him out because they did move too close with Castro. So we give thanks to somebody that listen. We give thanks to somebody that listen. Somebody tell me, say, them never remember nothing about the poison flower thing there until them hear me play it. So I saw it go. Give thanks. Yes, me not come from Africa at all. So here we know, we are going at the female name first. Mosi, M-O-S-I, Mosi means firstborn. Mosi means firstborn. Malaika, M-A-L-I-A-K-A, Malaika. Malaika means queen. Marifa, M-A-R-I-F-A, Marifa means experience. And Monifa, M-O-N-I-F-A, Monifa means I have luck. So that's Mosi, M-O-S-I, Mosi means firstborn. Malaika, M-A-L-I-A-K-A, Malaika means queen. Marifa, M-A-R-I-F-A, Marifa means experience. And Monifa, M-O-N-I-F-A, Monifa means I have luck. Male names. Matumbo, M-A-T-U-M-B-O, Matumbo means the honored one. Moata, M-U-A-T-A, Moata. Moata means one who search for the truth. Mugabe, M-U-G-A-B-E. Mugabe means intelligent. Kanaika means black. So that's Matumbo, M-A-T-U-M-B-O, Matumbo means the honored one. Muata, M-U-A-T-A, Muata means one who search for the truth. Mugabe, M-U-G-A-B-E, Mugabe means intelligent. And Kanika means black.
And now the details. Opposition spokesman on finance Julian Robinson has chastised the government for what he described as making a wrong call with his proposal to impose more taxes. In his contribution to the budget debate today, Robinson pointed out that the revenue measures outlined by the government will only place more tax burden on people who are already struggling.
Madam Speaker, there are hundreds more who were affected by the hurricane who are not back to where they were before. They will now pay more on their grocery bills when they go to the supermarket because the government has chosen to impose a new tax package of $18 billion. Madam Speaker, increasing the burden on ordinary Jamaicans, average Jamaicans, through higher taxes is not the right call at this time. And we on this side do not support it. If we were at the wicket, we would have played a different shot.
Mr. Robinson said raising taxes is a pro-cyclical response.
When an economy is contracting, meaning it is slowing down, raising taxes is a pro-cyclical response. What that means in practice is that you are applying pressure in the same direction as the problem rather than against it. The economy is already shrinking. The tax base has weakened, first by 10 years of low growth under this administration, and then by the hurricane. Businesses are earning less, households are spending less, and the government's chosen response is to extract more revenue from an already financially stressed population. That does not sustainably address the fiscal challenge. You are compounding the economic problem.
The spokesman said the government should have stimulated activity and created the conditions for the tax base to recover.
The more appropriate response in these circumstances is what is termed counter-cyclical. And what does that mean? You push against the slowdown in the economy. You stimulate activity and create the conditions for the tax base to recover organically. A growing economy generates more revenue over time than any package of new taxes that are imposed on the people who are already struggling to stay afloat after the hurricane. And beyond the timing, Madam Speaker, there's a real question of who carries the burden of these tax packages. The measures which were announced by the minister all fall disproportionately on those with lower incomes, including the elderly, the very people who are still struggling to recover from Melissa.
And the proposal has been made for the implementation of a digital nomad program as part of revenue-generating measures. Opposition spokesman on finance Julian Robinson made the suggestion during his contribution to the budget debate in Parliament today. He said the Digital Nomads program is among a raft of initiatives that a People's National Party-led government would implement to fund the country's budget instead of imposing more taxes. Mr. Robinson said fees collected under this program could generate about $1.5 billion a year. He explained that the program would see the provision of legal permits for remote workers to live and work in Jamaica.
That is a special legal permit allowing remote workers, freelancers and entrepreneurs to live and work in Jamaica while employed by a company or clients anywhere in the world. Every year, 4 million tourists visit Jamaica. We have the brand, we have the climate, we have the culture, and we also have the connectivity infrastructure that those remote workers are looking for. What we do not have as yet is a structured program that allows them to stay longer, to work from here and spend their money right here in Jamaica. And we are proposing a fee of $2,000 US for a 12-month period. And we have estimated of the 4 million tourists that we would be able to get 5,000 of these digital nomads coming to stay in Jamaica in the first year. That would generate in the fees alone approximately $1.5 billion.
He said the overall economic benefit to Jamaica could be about $19 billion.
But the fees only tell part of the story. The real story is when they come here, when they stay here, the restaurants, the Airbnbs, the hotels, the villas, the concerts, the food that they spend. That is the impact. If I estimate that in Jamaica, an average 6-month stay could yield a spend of $25,000 US, which is about $4,000 a month. Jamaica could realize the economic benefit of $125 million US or 19.5 billion Jamaican dollars. Wow.
Mr. Robinson pointed out that Jamaica has more to offer digital nomads, so all that's required is a framework for the program.
We are late to the game. Barbados did it immediately after COVID and took first mover advantage. But we do have many advantages which other countries in the region don't have. and a structured program can yield significant benefits to the people of Jamaica. In Barbados, in the first 10 months alone, the program attracted 2,500 applicants. It contributed over $100 million in broader economic activity in that country. We have a lot more that we can offer. We just need to put in place the framework and promote Jamaica as a location for digital nomads.
Opposition spokesman on finance, Julian Robinson. Finance Minister Favour Williams says Jamaica is closing in on investment-grade status even in the wake of Hurricane Melissa. She notes that the country is currently just below investment grade and says achieving the milestone will require more robust and consistent gross domestic product GDP growth, which she identifies as the government's current focus. Mrs. Williams says it's encouraging that international rating agencies have recognized Jamaica's performance despite recent disasters. Standard & Poor's maintains Jamaica's rating at BB, just 2 notches below investment grade. Moody's has upgraded the rating to Ba3, achieved immediately after the country endured a Category 5 hurricane, and Fitch has affirmed Jamaica's BB rating with a stable outlook, reflecting confidence in the nation's recovery and economic management. Mrs. Williams described the acknowledgement from the rating agencies as a positive sign for Jamaica.
We are just a little bit under investment grade. It's going to require us having more robust and consistent GDP growth to vault us over into investment grade. So that is what we have to work on now. They have seen us in terms of our performance over the last several years, and it has been particularly good for them to see us managing disasters and to see how we emerge from that. And it's that performance in the past that has given them the confidence to still continue to rate us where they've rated us.
Finance Minister Favour Williams. She added that this recognition reflects how seriously Jamaica manages its affairs and provides assurance that if the country needs to borrow, it can do so at lower interest rates because of its performance. The Financial Investigations Division has warned that it will take firm enforcement action against persons who fail to honor the terms and deadlines of pecuniary penalty orders made by the courts under the Proceeds of Crime Act. The warning follows action taken against Jason Kamika and Orville Barif, who were charged in relation to breaches of PPO imposed by the courts. Marlene Freeman reports.
In a statement, the FID highlighted that the Jamaica Constabulary Force's Specialized Investigation Branch was central to the investigations and charges laid against both men for the predicate offenses that gave rise to both matters, namely fraud in Kamika's case and narcotics offenses in Barif's case. Kamika, who is in custody on a separate matter, will remain there and is scheduled to appear before the court tomorrow to answer to the breach, while Barif was offered bail and is scheduled to appear before the court on April 7. Kamika was previously convicted in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court for conspiracy to defraud, aiding and abetting the commission of an offense under the Cyber Crimes Act, and obtaining money by false pretense. He was subsequently made subject to a PPO for just over $18 million dating back to 2020. Investigations later revealed that no payment was made despite the court order. Barif was convicted in the St. Catherine Parish Court for possession of cocaine and dealing in cocaine. Following his committal to the Circuit Court for a benefit hearing under POCA, a consent order was made on September 21, 2022, requiring him to pay a pecuniary penalty of $6 million. The order required an initial payment of $600,000 within 30 days, followed by monthly payments of $235,000 for 22 months, with a final payment of $230,000 in the 24th month. The FID's records indicate that although partial payments were made, the majority of the amount remains outstanding, and there was no evidence of an appeal or application for additional time. A subsequent directive to pay outstanding amounts was also ignored. POCA stipulates that a person who fails to pay any amounts required under a pecuniary penalty order within the time allotted for such payment commits an offense and is liable upon conviction before a parish court judge to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 5 years. Additionally, interest will be imposed on outstanding pecuniary penalty orders until full payment is made. The present annual rate of interest is 6%. The statement outlined that as at September 30, 2025, there were 17 persons ordered by the courts to pay PPOs with various deadlines or end dates, representing a combined value of over $114 million. Reporting for IRFM News, I am Marlene Freeman.
The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, is investigating 3 separate fatal shooting incidents which occurred in the last 24 hours. The latest incident, which took place in Spanish Town, St. Catherine today, resulted in the death of 30-year-old Damara Walker. Police allege that Walker engaged officers with a firearm, which led to him being shot dead. A firearm was later recovered from the scene. The other 2 incidents occurred yesterday. 23-year-old Teddy Heath was fatally shot on Payne Avenue in Kingston, and 18-year-old Carl Parks died after being shot in Barneytown in St. James. In the first incident, the police reported that a team was on operation in Pineland. Further reports are that officers approached the premises and explosions were heard from inside after they identified themselves. An officer reported firing his weapon, which resulted in the death of Mr. Heath. A firearm was stated as recovered from the incident scene. And in the St. James incident, police said they responded to a report of a burglary at a premises, and Parks allegedly attacked an officer with a hammer. In response, another officer fired at Mr. Parks. He was pronounced dead at hospital. INDECOM said probes have commenced into the incidents. A man was killed in a crash along the Penhill Main Road in Manchester this afternoon. He has been identified as Lamar Lewis. The incident occurred at about 1:30 p.m. in the vicinity of Comfort Hall and involved a white Toyota Wish motor car and a red Suzuki Swift. Both vehicles were reportedly traveling in different directions and collided. 3 people aboard the vehicles were taken to hospital. Lewis was pronounced dead while the others were admitted for treatment. Smaller buses that can better navigate challenging terrain will be procured for the Rural School Bus Program in short order. Managing Director of the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC, Owen Ellington, made the disclosure while responding to queries during yesterday's meeting of Parliament's Public Administration and Appropriations Committee. There have been concerns about the suitability of the buses being used in the program, with claims that the vehicles are not fit for narrow roadways. Committee member Juliet Holney cited concerns about student safety on public passenger vehicles in her East Rural St. Andrew constituency. She said the rural school bus would provide a safer commute for students in the area.
So the rural bus system has been extremely beneficial for East Rural St. Andrew. Taxi operators, bus operators who are private go for higher income first. And I have seen for myself 30, 40 students packed in a little van in the back of the taxis, hanging out on a regular basis. Last year, we had an accident in Dublin where children coming from Louise Bennett Coverley School and St. Martin de Porres School, I visited them at UWI Hospital because all of them were packed in a private bus And that private bus was not even properly licensed, and the driver had no driver's license.
In response, Mr. Ellington assured that buses which can navigate hilly terrain are being procured and will be assigned to areas not yet being served.
Mrs. Onus's remarks are more commentary on a situation in a certain demographics. We understand that. One of the reasons why we are not able to fully serve those communities is because of the type of roads, the road conditions, and therefore in the next acquisition of buses for the program, we have actually earmarked a reasonable number of buses that are going to be of the smaller type and constructed, designed to mount those rural, marginal roadways. So those are serious considerations which are being pursued.
Managing Director of the JUTC, Owen Ellington, he also revealed that there is not much pushback from PPV operators as it relates to the government-run program. The St. Mary Municipal Corporation will be moving to curb illicit activities taking place at the Gale Market following reports that a nightclub is being operated at the facility. Speaking at today's meeting of the corporation in Port Maria, Mayor Fitzroy Wilson said he has received reports that some tenants have been using a bar in the market as a go-go club, mainly on Friday nights. He said the illegal operation is affecting vendors conducting legitimate business.
We have tenants at the Gale Market that is supposed to be operating a bar that is using the facility at the market for a go-go club. For selling items not prescribed under the Spirit License Act. And that the use of the corporation's compound to ply this trade is hampering even the collections from the other customers, because they are saying that because of these illicit activities that persons are not coming in this space that they can earn as they're used to. So I am asking that the investigation be done and the appropriate actions taken.
Speaking with RFM News following the meeting, Mayor Wilson stressed that order must return to the space. He said directives have been given that the matter be addressed.
Well, those are issues that we are going to be dealing with. And for the market, it is also that Gale is fastly becoming one of those towns that is taken over by vending. And there's a market there where not even one vendor in a market. We have the market where there's only some shops that is in the market. So, cause it what it will, but we have to maintain some order in these spaces.
Mayor of Port Maria, Fitzroy Wilson. Carnival organizers are being urged to use more local resources and materials amid concerns about high costs associated with imported items, especially for costumes. Tourism Minister Ed Bartlett made the suggestion while responding to organizers at the release of the findings of the 2025 Carnival in Jamaica Economic Impact Assessment yesterday. He acknowledged that prices have the potential to affect visitor and local participation in Carnival and advised organizers to use more local assets.
We have to drive more indigenous content in the costumes and so on. We have to utilize more of our local assets and to convert those local assets into the outcomes that provide the beauty and the excitement and the charm and the flair. It's not everything that comes from elsewhere.
Tourism Minister Ed Bartlett. Meantime, Culture and Entertainment Minister Olivia Grange pointed out that incentives are available to Carnival organizers. She added that work on the entertainment, culture and creative economic policy and legislation is advanced.
We currently have the green paper on the policy for entertainment, culture and the creative industries. We are currently meeting in Parliament with a joint select committee from both houses and taking presentations from the public on the green paper, which will eventually become a white paper, and that will be the policy that will guide the industry, the relevant pre-register, you can get duty waivers.
Culture and Entertainment Minister Olivia Grange. Minister with responsibility for works Robert Morgan has underscored that Jamaica is treating post-Hurricane Melissa recovery not only as a national emergency, but also as a mandate to rebuild stronger and finance infrastructure differently to unlock faster growth. He made this statement yesterday at a World Bank Ministerial Forum focused on financing connectivity, accelerating recovery, and mobilizing private investment to support jobs and growth. The forum was held in Washington, D.C. in the United States. Georgetta Williams reports.
Mr. Morgan was addressing 14 transport and infrastructure ministers from around the world. He stated that Hurricane Melissa was the most destructive natural disaster in Jamaica's history, pointing out that the total economic impact is estimated at approximately $12.232 billion, equivalent to 56.7% of Jamaica's 2024 GDP. He said Jamaica is not treating it only as a crisis, but as a mandate to build differently, finance differently, and grow faster than ever. Mr. Morgan highlighted the government's approach to strengthening delivery capacity and long-term infrastructure governance through two complementary reforms: the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority, NARA, to lead and coordinate post-disaster reconstruction with the scale, speed, and accountability required, and the One Road Authority, ORA, to modernize road sector governance by strengthening standards, performance monitoring, and accountability across Jamaica's road network, while enabling more disciplined delivery and maintenance for national roads. Mr. Morgan also pointed to Jamaica's medium-term strategy for expanding financing sources through a blended approach that combines strong public finance discipline with greater mobilization of private capital. He noted that Jamaica's fiscal credibility and governance have helped unlock US $6.7 billion coordinated international financing package supported by multilateral partners, and that the recovery framework includes an estimated US $2.4 billion in private investment mobilization through MDB private sector arms and risk mitigation instruments. In transport, the minister outlined a pipeline approach focused on high-impact roads that reduce logistics costs, improve reliability, and strengthen tourism and trade competitiveness, including connectivity to ports, airports, industrial zones, major tourism routes, and urban bottlenecks that constrain productivity. Minister Morgan said the government's medium-term vision is disciplined and outcomes-driven, leverage NARA to rebuild resiliently at scale, strengthening governance through ORA to deliver consistent standards and value for money, and use structured partnerships to accelerate investment and broaden economic opportunity. He told private investors and partners that Jamaica's fiscal house is in order, institutional reforms are advancing, adding that Jamaica is open for investment. Reporting for RFM News, I am Georgetta Williams.
And with that story, we have come to the end of the